despite swearing eternal love and becoming husband and wife. My marriage to him turned into a living nightmare for me. His parents, who doted on my husband excessively, and a husband who always put his parents before me, they treated me like a convenience, dumping unreasonable demands on me. There was no way I was going to let these people ruin my life. I teach them all a lesson. I planned a little surprise. My name is Chloe, and I'm 29 years old. I married Jack, and it's already been a year. We both work at the same company, so we often work together. For the record, I only have a high school diploma, while he has a college degree. But since I have been with the company longer, I'm technically his senior. Our company values performance over educational background. So despite only having a high school diploma, I earn a decent salary thanks to my good sales record. On the other hand, Jack is also competent at his job and well respected, making him a boyfriend I was proud of. I was drawn to him more and more, and happily accepted his proposal, becoming his wife. That's when his parents started meddling in our relationship. One day, when we visited his parents, Lori, his mother, suddenly said to him, "Hey, Jack, are you really okay with this?"
With what?
"Marrying Chloe. You've always been good at everything, from academics to sport. And yet, you chose someone ordinary like her." His father, Roger, agreed, nodding.
Yeah, she seems pretty average. Nothing special about her.
"Oh, that? It's fine. I love her." "Well, if you're okay with it," Lori said, glancing at me. Sorry for being so ordinary. I've worked hard too, you know. I fumed internally, but never voiced my frustrations. To maintain a peaceful marriage, I wanted to avoid conflict with them as much as possible. On another day, they started complaining in front of me again.
Hey, Jack, are you really okay with your current job?
"Yes, the place employs people with just a high school diploma like Chloe, right?"
But the pay is good, and I have friends there. You're not the type to settle for a job like that, though, are you?
"Exactly. You're smart. There must be better opportunities out there," they advised him, glancing at me now and then. I chose not to react, though I was seething inside. What kind of way is that to talk? I'm doing my job well, and my education doesn't make a difference in my work. Sometimes I even earn more than him. It's clear I don't have a good impression of my in-laws, who judge people by education and appearances. However, they haven't physically harassed me, and the direct harm has been minimal. I had informed Jack about my education beforehand, and he had said,
I love you, all of you.
I take pride in my work performance, which is valued more than educational background at our company. I never doubted that he was on my side, no matter what his parents said. Then one day, Jack suddenly announced something unbelievable.
I've been thinking, and I've decided to look for a new job.
What? Why all of a sudden?
I talked it over with my parents. Our company hires high school grads like you. I have a college degree, so there must be higher level jobs out there for me.
Are you serious? You are looking down on both me and our company.
But it's true. I don't need to do a job that a high school grad can do. Plus, my mom has a connection who can introduce me to a job.
Cut it out. We are lucky to have such a good work environment. And now you want to change that?
Shut up. I've realized it. I'm not meant to end up like this.
This was a result of his parents influencing him. He had absorbed everything they said, convinced he was too good for his current situation. The next day, without discussing it with me, he submitted his resignation and easily left the company where we had met. It's been barely a year since we got married. He quickly found a new job at a factory through his mother's connection, where his salary was cut in half. The only upside was that it was closer to home, making the commute easier. About a week into his new job, he started complaining about the factory.
That guy, he's just a middle school grad, but still acts all high and mighty over me.
He vented loudly, scattering his clothes around. I intervened. Why are you so angry? Don't yell like that. The neighbors can hear you.
Shut up. Why should I, a college grad, have to take orders from a bottom-rank middle school boss?
That's what happens when you start working at a new place. He's your boss after all.
I don't care. He has no right to boss me around without any proper education himself. That asshole.
Who is the real asshole here? You just started, and you expect to work without any guidance? You chose to switch jobs, so show some patience.
I know.
Can he really keep going in his current job? How long before he throws in the towel? But any attempt I make to address it only seems to worsen his mood. It's been a struggle to get him to go to work every day without a fuss. My bad feeling turned out to be right on the mark. One day, he caused a major problem at work. You destroy a machine at the factory? I was shocked, and he slammed his hand on the table in response.
It's not my fault. The damn boss who pissed me off is to blame.
Even so, you can't just go around breaking machinery at the factory. What were you thinking?
I had no choice. He was bossing me around. Me, a college grad.
It started when a middle school grad supervisor at work reprimanded my husband for not working properly. In response, my husband insulted the supervisor's education. Clearly, my husband was at fault, and everyone present seems to side with the supervisor. Angered by this, he went on a rampage. After causing chaos, he damaged a part of a conveyor belt, stopping the line work. This led to him being fired, and on top of that, being sued for a large sum in damages. Since it was a factory owned by a friend of his parents, my husband and them ended up having to pay for the damages. As a result, not only my husband's savings, but also his parents' retirement savings were wiped out in an instant.
So yeah, my parents are struggling financially now. That's why they will be moving into our apartment starting next week.
I let out a bewildered cry at his words. Moving in? I didn't agree to this.
You're my wife, just as you were told.
But...
This is final. Got it?
With that, he stormed out of the room. A few days later, his parents really moved into our home. I thought it was a joke, but I guess it wasn't. Living together was out of the question. I couldn't overlook this, and confronted them directly. Lori, Roger, I can't have you living here with us.
Quiet. It's partly your fault our son didn't do well at the factory.
Exactly. You neglected to care for his mental well-being. Wait a minute. How is this my fault?
Be quiet. Our lives are a mess because of you.
That's right. If you had done your part, this wouldn't have happened. It's all your fault. So living together is only natural, right? What? That makes no sense. I can't live with you.
Quiet. Our family home is rented, and we're already terminated the lease. We have nowhere else to go.
That's right. We have nowhere else to go but here. Despite imposing themselves on us without permission, they said whatever they wanted. Moreover, my husband joined in berating me.
Hey, Chloe, I married you. You should feel lucky to have married someone as outstanding as me.
Yeah, whatever. Can you just find a job quickly? Living together is putting a strain on our finances.
What? You're too cheeky for a wife. Supporting your family is your duty. Supporting his family is also your duty.
Every day, my frustration with his convenient interpretations grows, and neither he nor his parents bother to help with household chores. I have my own job to do. I can't manage to cook elaborate meals, and cleaning inevitably gets neglected. No matter what they say, I keep my responses cool, citing financial difficulties. If they are unhappy, they should deal with the mess they created. After maintaining this stance for several days, my husband finally vented his frustration.
What's with your attitude lately? You're lacking respect for me and my parents.
Enough! I work every day and do the housework on top of that. Don't you dare complain when you don't help out at all.
Who do you think you are, talking like that to me? You don't understand your place.
That's when he thrust a divorce paper in front of me, already signed. What's this?
Can't you see? It's a divorce paper. Even a high school grad should understand that.
Are you serious?
Damn right I am. If you have complaints about me or my parents, divorce is the answer.
He said triumphantly, as if he had won.
Just so you know, throwing it away is pointless. I have more prepared. If you don't want to be divorced, just quietly do as you are told. You ungrateful high school grad wife.
In that moment, my anger erupted. I couldn't stand to be with them any longer. Since it was so kindly prepared, I will make good use of this divorce paper. Clutching the divorce paper, I began plotting my revenge. First, I recorded all the insults my husband and in-laws hurled at me with a voice recorder. I also gathered evidence when my personal belongings were deliberately damaged. By this time, my husband had started taking temporary jobs, none lasting more than a week. It was as if he had abandoned our family already. One day, as soon as my husband came home, he said,
I quit my job again because it was too boring.
Again?
You have no right to criticize me, right, Mom, Dad?
They just smiled and nodded. This was usual, but Roger added the final blow that day.
By the way, I quit my job too.
What? What did you do, Roger?
I said, I've quit my job. From now on, Chloe, we are counting on you to support us.
What?
Our son is too proud to work under middle or high school grads because he's so talented. We are counting on you, a high school grad.
That's right. It's up to you, with your lower education, to work hard. What are they talking about? They accept their daughter-in-law, not their son to support them? My patience finally snapped with my husband and his father quitting their jobs simultaneously. Is that so? Understood. Spending any more time with this family was a waste. I decided to put all my plans into action. The first thing I did was sign a lease for a new apartment. Of course, it wasn't for all of us to move. It was for me alone to use as my new home. However, moving out without my husband's family noticing would take some time. To create time for packing, I gifted them a 5-day trip. When I handed them a travel ticket, Lori beamed with joy. A trip? Well, you can be thoughtful sometimes. I always appreciate everything you do for me. But are you sure? You can join us if you like. No, I have work, and I thought you'd enjoy some family time together. Oh, really? Well, we'll take you up on that offer then. Once they left for their trip in high spirits, I executed my planned move. During their absence, I shipped their belongings to a weekly rental apartment and canceled our current apartment's lease. Of course, I bore all these expenses. It was a lot, but I consider it necessary for my revenge. A few days later, presumably after returning from their trip, Jack called me.
Hey, what's going on? The key won't work.
Smirking at his panicked voice, I calmly responded. That would be because I've canceled the lease on that apartment.
Cancelled? What are you talking about? Explain yourself.
For now, I've stored your family's belongings in a nearby weekly rental. Feel free to do as you please.
What do you mean? You're always doing whatever you want. You will regret this if you keep it up.
Is that a threat? Should I call the police? He retorted.
You ungrateful wife.
To which I revealed an important fact. Oh? But I haven't been your wife for a while now.
Huh?
I made sure to finalize our divorce proceeding first, to avoid any legal issues later.
What? When did this happen? You think you can just do whatever you want?
I took a deep breath and spat at my phone with all my might. Sorry, but I don't need your damn permission. After all the times you've looked down on me for being just a high school grad. And to top it off, quitting your job to become a stupid temp worker? I'm done with you all. Go enjoy your miserable lives together as a family of 3.
Hey, you're joking, right? I never actually wanted a divorce.
Huh. Why should I listen to you now? We are strangers, and whatever happened to you guys is none of my business.
Please, wait.
You've enjoyed mocking me till now. Now it's my turn to mock you guys. I can easily picture your struggles, and it's hilarious. Enjoy hitting rock bottom together, you jerks. With that, I hung up immediately. Jack kept calling, but I ignored all his calls. Later, he and his parents caused a scene at the apartment entrance, significantly damaging a part of the mailbox. This resulted in police involvement, and they were all taken away. Eventually, they were charged for the damage to the mailbox, incurring new debts. Truly, a hopeless family to the end. The lease for the weekly rental, where I sent their belongings, is about to expire. They don't know where my new home is, so they can't turn to me for help. Jack and Roger quit their jobs at the same time, and with Lori being a stay-at-home wife, it's hard to imagine how they will survive, especially since Lori and Roger have also canceled the lease on their rental home. It's as if I can see them sinking deeper into a bottomless swamp. I can't help but admire how well my plan worked. I don't know and don't care how they will live from now on, but it's certain their future isn't bright. They brought this upon themselves. As for me, I'm living freely and comfortably in my new place, enjoying my time without anyone's interference. It's highly unlikely I will live with someone again anytime soon. From now on, I plan to enjoy my own time to the fullest.